Oh shit! Am I supposed to be recording?
Oh, yeah. And I assume the profile is correct, but I don't know. Test.
Insert bad words here, Kuze.
Get a little closer.
I figured I'd mess with you a little bit.
All right. Well, I'm certainly not having any issues with CPU usage, so that's good.
Right. Good morning, everyone. This is episode 291 of the OotiniCast, and Chill has beaten this winter storm and has made it home safe and sound, because you thought you would be delayed if you left work at the usual time, Chill.
Yes, exactly. So I left early.
Busy.
I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. I just got home. I was
good.
at a photography show for my son.
Well, here in Australia, we just saw reports that on Mount Kosciuszko, which is the only place in Australia where it snows, more or less, it's actually snowing. And
Cool.
in December in Australia. So that is, shall we say, unusual. It's also snowing in Tasmania, which is just weird. So everything's screwed up. So anyway, we'll start the show properly soon. Do you want to talk about the whole editing criticism thing? No, I won't.
It's okay.
What was that?
Just, it's fine. Though, just mention, this is obviously the raw version of the show. This, we record on YouTube. It's effectively our backup, though a lot of people seem to like hearing the raw version where we can swear and do all of the nasty things that we end up getting cut out of the MP3. So, anyway, now let me just make sure we haven't got anything else to add. We've got a winner for our tip of the week. I'll give you the last one. There's news. We're not going to prolong this one. This will probably be a reasonably short show for real this time. Alright, anything else we want to say before we commence? Everyone is recording, Kuze?
Check.
Alright.
That's all good for me.
Me. No confidence.
Alright, just had to adjust my volume. Should be okay. Alright, let's do it, Chill.
All right, going in 5. Hi, and welcome to the OotiniCast. I am wondering, why are you here? This is episode 291, being recorded on Thursday, December 8th, 2016. I'm your host, Chill, with our producer and co-host, Tio. Hi, Tio.
Hey, guys.
And our guests today are Kuze and Aleva. So, Kuze, what you been up to?
SWOTOR, it's been a pretty great week. I've had a lot of time in game, which is nice. I finally made it to Chapter 8 in the veteran mode. I kind of got stopped again because of some lag issues that's going on with Chapter 8 when you're piloting a certain vehicle. There's some ability lag there. It's just killing me. Literally killing me. I was a part of our Monday night raids, and I finally got an imp tune up to level 70 through, some raiding secrets that are out there on the internets of how to get your tune up to 70 in a short time. And after that, we went out and did a Terra from Beyond, which was really fun. I haven't done Terra from Beyond in a long time. One thing that's nice with the raids is that each boss drops a token, a CXP token. And you can choose when to open those tokens. So one thing that Dread or somebody else had brought up in Mumble was save all your tokens. If you want to be one of those not exploiters, but the pay-to-win people, you could buy the XP boost off the cartel market and pop it, and then open up all your little tokens that you get out of the raid. So just gives you an extra little boost, so that's nice.
25%, in fact.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of crafting to try to augment the other stuff that's the gear that I'm not currently getting in the command crates, and that's going pretty well. So I'm almost purple in all the normal stuff, the hilts, the barrels, augments, and all that stuff. So it's going pretty well. Here's another tip: leveling a companion. So I had a crafter, and all their companions were level 1. So I went out and actually went on to GTN, and I was looking for some companion gifts, and I accidentally bought some grade 5 blues, not knowing that there's an actual vendor on Fleet that sells the grade 5 blues and the grade 5 purples. So I paid a little bit more than I should have, and maybe I went out and bought some more to get that money back, and then passed that lesson on to somebody else buying them on a GTN. So let's just say I gained my money back from that. So basically, to get your companion up to level 20, it takes 90 blue gifts, which is better than the purples. It's 450,000 credits, which, you know, in today's economy, it's not too bad. So to get up to level 20, pop 90 of them, and I was there.
Mm-hmm.
I did buy hyper.
If you have the
crates.
time, you can do it with a larger number of rank 1s to get to that 20 as well, and it would cost a lot less, but it would take like 3 or 4 times as many openings or gifts.
Time.
Yeah,
that would drive you insane, Jill.
Yeah, I'm there. I've already done it on one character.
I have the 2 speed unlocks on. You know, there's 3, but I'm at level 2 on Kuze, my main character. I actually unlocked that a few second.
The gift one?
Yeah, the gift one where it takes off a few seconds of your cast time.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that on him, and it's actually fairly easy, or it feels a lot better. Just a couple, you know, tenths of a second really speeds it along. It feels pretty good. So anyways, if you got the credits, I definitely would do that on your main character. So there were some rollbacks, as I'm sure we'll talk about. But one thing I was hoping with this rollback was I bought a hyper crate. I got crap out of it. So I was hoping that it was going to roll back to the point to where I bought the hyper crate and give me my credits back so I can get another one and try again. So, but that didn't happen. But either way.
You're not that lucky, Kuze.
No, but one thing with the rollbacks I think messed up or whatever, what happened was when I logged in today, which I haven't logged in a few days, wife had a birthday and did a little surprise party for her and stuff like that, was my characters were gone as soon as I logged in. Now, what had happened was I was logged into the game while they did the rollbacks, and I was at the server screen. It never logged me out, and when I came back into the game, I still had the old server screen still up. So when I clicked on my server, there was nothing there. So what I had to do is I closed SWTOR down, opened it back up, and it wanted me to create a character as if I didn't have any. So I created a character, went back to the server screen, and the Harbinger was actually like 3 servers down. Had to reselect it, and then all my companions or my characters were there. So a little convoluted, but finally got to it. Other than that, it's been a pretty good week.
All right. Aliva, how have you been?
I've been good. I've had a really busy week as well. I did my Dark Side playthrough, and it was painful. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but that is the most painful shit I've ever done. Sorry for my swearing. That was horrible.
Did you kill everyone?
I killed anything I could kill. And it was horrible. It was really heartbreaking. It was I can't say anything less than that. I'm just glad that I'm over and done with that, and I'm almost thinking about deleting the character because it feels so tainted.
Wow.
Jeez.
It was horrible.
I guess they kind of succeeded in their choices matter thing in that case.
Yes, they did. In this one, at least, it really has a consequence for a lot of things. There's a lot of surprises and a lot of shock factors in it. So, but I'm glad to have it over and done. But I've had some really good streams this week. Just today, I hit over 80 viewers easily before the developers live stream, so it's been really good, and I hit 3,000 followers 2 days ago, so
congratulations.
So doing really great there.
Excellent.
And I started a new character today, so if anyone want to follow the journey of a Jedi Knight storyline fully from 1 to 70, that is what my project is. What more? Yeah, in the weekend, I did the veterans, the veteran uprisings.
Ah, nice.
And I did it with my roommate, who played an assassin, had 224 gear like me, and did it with my previous guild masters, who's been away for a while, and came back, had 220, 224 as well, and we stormed through it without any issue.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's veteran mode. All right.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed. I have to admit, I actually thought it would be more difficult, but we had a solid group together who knows each other really well, and there was no issues at all. We just stormed through it. Even got all the secret small achievements for having like certain animals with you in one of them and so on, because why not?
Presumably that's representative. I assume all the uprisings should be roughly similar in difficulty.
Yeah, we did all 5 of them on veteran.
Okay.
And it didn't seem that difficult, but it might again be because we are a group of people who know each other very well and have played together for years.
Yeah.
So it does a
make
lot.
difference,
Yeah. I don't think you could do that with a pug.
Right.
Sure.
And you're all
So-
communicating presumably on
Yeah, we were
Mumble,
on,
Discord, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So that of course makes it easier as well. But I had expected a little bit more, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So I am looking forward to the Masters.
I was going to say,
Get
I wonder.
my butt kicked.
Yeah, I wonder when the master comes out if they're going to have it in the group finder. I'm sure they will, but sometimes the harder stuff they don't actually have in the group finder where pugs can pick it up,
Right.
like the hard mode.
It's because
operations
it's
nightmare.
dangerous to
Right.
do.
Yeah,
It will
So-
anger some people.
that's not very hard in this game, that's for sure.
No, that's true. but other than that, I enjoyed it, and it was good. It was in good operations. It take like 15-20 minutes, then you're done.
Right.
Um,
Is saying, wasn't it meant to be Lost Island difficulty, as in Lost Island hard mode difficulty?
it
And
was
that's
supposed
what
to be, yeah.
they said.
Yeah.
Given that you did Lost Island back when it was actually hard,
Yeah.
how do you feel it compares? A lot easier?
No. As Lost Island was way more difficult
Right. Okay.
back then.
Yeah.
And that was with a group of people that you actually knew Lost
Yeah.
Island was hard,
Yeah.
and
exactly.
they nerfed it, and it was still pretty difficult for
Yeah.
a lot of groups.
I don't know if we had had all the pluses of talking together, knowing each other, played it for a while, and that we were all in 224 gear. I don't know if that had an effect, but none of us had not really gotten any of the new gear, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
So technically, you could probably craft a bunch of 228s and pug into a veteran uprising and
Yeah.
be fine, as long as
Yeah.
everybody else is sitting there too.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cool.
So yeah, that's completed.
Somewhat.
So as Jill said, maybe it's Master Mode that's meant to be the hard one that's coming in January for the hardest third tier of difficulty. No, they did say Veteran was supposed to be hard Lost Island.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we'll see.
I'm expecting Master to be very difficult. Otherwise, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Right. But yeah, I did a couple of uprisings this week on story mode, and it was because I was pugging it. It was relative. We actually had some wipes and so on, especially on like the Old West one, because we just you just get burned down, and
Yeah.
and then our healer left, and we actually had a healing companion. I brought out my healing companion. We actually
Oh,
got
wow.
through it with my healing companion instead,
Wow.
which
Okay.
tells you that the healer just was new, didn't know what they were doing. So
You
What
mean they were
level was your
terrible, Jill?
companion? What level was your companion?
like 30, 31.
Yeah. Well, I would say that the uprisings on story mode, if you're all DPS, it can actually be tough.
It was. We were all DPS, and we were definitely struggling on that last
Yeah.
boss fight with the big robot and the other guy. Yeah.
For me, it was that one where you start out with the boss being right next door, and there's just spawning ads and ads and ads and ads and ads, and he's on the pipes, and you have to burn him down.
Okay.
That one
I'll
was
watch for that one. I don't know.
DPSs.
I don't think I've seen that one yet. It looked like in that Old West one, like I was saying, the one with the big robot and then the little guy, and you have to burn them both down. There were no healing mechanisms anywhere. The few that were there were like one time only. You actually use them even before you even see that boss fight, and they never respawn. And there's none of those like little clickable modules or anything. So it's story mode, but there's no healing available. So that's what makes it hard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could have gotten through it, obviously, but we were just getting burned down. So I'm not sure if that was an oversight or because I thought story mode you didn't need a healer. It's not role specific. So if you don't need a healer, that should mean there's a way to heal yourself. But
Yeah.
none of those kiosks or those little clickable guys were anywhere.
Are story mode technically tacticals? A tactical is role independent, but a story mode.
They are technically tacticals.
Okay.
Well, even
they
some of
are
the
supposed
tacticals-
to be a little bit more difficult, but
Mm.
it should be doable. But again, the biggest problem is often miscommunication. That someone goes for a healing station and then someone does the same at another place, and then you misused one, and then you stand there.
Yeah, well,
being foolish.
like I said, or they just don't exist.
Yeah.
Even some of the tacticals before 5.0, if you had a straight DPS group, it was somewhat
Mhm.
difficult
Could be tough,
sometimes.
yeah.
Certain fights, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
In a pug.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, and like I said, yeah, and like Sukai Beru just wrote, yeah, there are some Kolto stations, but they don't respawn, and you can't expect that a Pug 4 group is going to even know about that, especially since you're going to see that whole area and clear it out before you ever do that boss fight. So
Yeah.
because you actually come back to that area later on after you've gone past it. So all right, hey Tio, so how was your week?
So I have continued to play through the story. Haven't actually done much more than that. I have just started chapter 7. So yes, sorry, still not done. Taking my time with it. And just a few comments that aren't spoilery. Drummond Casts, which you, for whatever reason, happen to end up on, has never looked so good. It's fantastically rendered. And the gravestone, wherever you are in the gravestone, wow, it looks incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know, if you redid Kopfi, would the gravestone look quite as good as you do when you happen to be on the gravestone in Kotet? Don't know. And Iocath, my goodness. They do have that hexagon fetish going on, but the story there was awesome, and
Yeah.
I was really impressed by the visuals in there. So overall, I'm really enjoying the puzzle elements that, particularly around chapter 4, doing less combat, and though they did stray into too many Sky Trooper territory a few times, but the just having various puzzle things all over the place does break it up and makes it kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Though I think it was chapter 6 which was a little frustrating the way they set that one up, because there was a whole lot of running around. But anyway, yeah, story's cool. I'm doing it even though my Sork has been dark side. I just couldn't bring myself to do it, so I've been kind of light side, letting everyone survive. Yeah, so and I've just turned up in as chapter 7 on Anathema, and yes, it is Nathema, not Nathema, and
I
yeah,
still-
really
Right.
love those visuals.
Right, at least yeah, it is for Kotet for sure. So
Let's see. Oh, and to answer the question, what happens if you're on a character who hasn't chosen an advanced class? Because as you know, you now have to do it at character creation rather than having to wait until chapter 10. Now, I happen to be logging into a character to send a prize, because I've got characters on all the servers, so we buy cartel packs and send them out, and you get a pop-up that says, please choose an advanced class, and you cannot get rid of it. You do, as far as I can tell, have to make that choice. I thought Ben Irving said that you'll get it every time you log in, but no, you have to choose your advanced class.
Yeah, I heard that somewhere else as well. So escape or anything didn't work then, I guess, huh?
Correct. I tried all the things I could think of.
And I'm sure it's a lot more than me, so yeah. If you couldn't manage to get around it, I know I couldn't.
I have to ask the question, why is it you want to play it without an advanced class?
I don't. Like I said, I've just got a bunch of level 1s
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
all
yeah,
kinds of
but
servers, so it's fine.
I know someone who actually has leveled up and
Ah.
raided on a neutral class, and I always thought it was a little bit foolish.
I think it's just the novelty of it that people have,
Maybe.
I can do it, so I'm going to try and do it, whatever.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Now, I also want to mention this video that I came across. A group of Australians answered the Star Wars Mannequin Challenge. I will link to the video. I'm only vaguely aware of what the competition is. People are encouraged to put themselves in Star Wars costumes and with mannequins that you have in cinemas, and just do a sort of, video based on that. And the ones the Aussies did were fantastic. So,
all right, awesome.
And that's my week. Over to you, Chill.
All right, first a shout out to the chat room. Let's see, Ikawoche is here, Arcoxia, Avenged Maximus, Kaom H, Count Luku, Demerzel 85, Dragonblade 150, Elion D, Evans 04111, Farseer, Gahana, Hawk is here, Haikikila, Leva's here, yes, Jeterix, Johnny B. Goods, I guess. Kranatoko's here. Lales, Lavata Grande, Liba Roja is here. and she's actually the one I've been doing some streams with. Maximus is here. Moral and Nautic Life. Niraga. Kuze is here as ROH_Kuze. Rum Inspector, Siskaika, Slayer Orin, Sukai Beru, Swotor John, Tech Actual Ne, The Undead Holy, Trench 781, Trig is here, Vesper, Shepherd, War Games, and Zektes. Hello, everyone. Wow, a lot of people here. All right, so got to the end of the story, which was great. Then I got to explore all the... Well, first of all, I took all those chapters and put them up on YouTube, so I don't know. That was just a lot of fun. It was Dark Side. I kind of went sort of neutral on a few of them towards the end, but basically I was like 95% Dark Side. So, and yeah, it was good. But I definitely want to see the Light Side version as well. After that, I just started working on some end game CXP leveling type stuff. Takes a while to get through it. I'm only on like level 8, so mostly did heroics, and then I did some PvP and, like I said, a couple of the uprisings and so on. So that was good, and I was doing that with Gildy Liberoja. There were some lag issues in the game. It's especially noticeable for her because she has an older like laptop type computer, and is playing from New Zealand as well. So she was really noticing some lag issues, but I was too. Like we were doing a Star Fortress, and it was the heroic version where you have to get to the end and leap across, and she was just falling every time because the lag would put her in a bad spot, and then her character would just fall down. And we tried everything to get her across so she could get to the end boss, and what seemed to work a little bit was for her to dismiss her companion. Not sure why it helped, but that was like the only way that we could get her to the end. And then when she got to the top level, we had her resummon her companion before we actually went and fought the final boss. So that was interesting. And there's other like kind of laggy things in the game as well, but for the most part, it's playing pretty well for me, and PvP was really smooth. So I was really happy that the lag issues were not involving that aspect of the game. They seem to be more related to like the companions lagging behind and stuff like that. And I've seen some tweets about this too. Have you guys noticed like companions will occasionally like run behind you and like not be right up with you, but kind of lag behind and stuff?
Yeah,
yes.
I've noticed that.
Yeah. So something I'm sure will get tweaked. We've seen that sort of lag happen before in the game, so I'm sure that at some point that will get cleared up again.
Yeah.
It's also a function of a lot of people playing, and as things sort of ease off as the months go on, it will get better for everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I'm very happy to have the new computer back. It seems to be running everything perfectly. I'm actually doing the stream and the hangout for the OotiniCast on it right now, so hopefully it looks good for everyone, and if something's up, please let me know. But yeah, playing the game on max settings looks really beautiful. All the lovely shadows especially make things really pop. It really makes the game feel, even more three-dimensional, which is wonderful.
There's so many more details now. This shininess, the shadows, and everything is so much better.
Yeah. All right, so that will bring us to the tip of the week. We've got 4 tips this week. Gio, why don't you start us off with the first one?
Our first tip is from Lecto of the Dow Covenant Guild on Prophecy of the Five. If you're trapped on a dead server like me and are frustrated by the lack of pops, but cannot transfer for one reason or another, take my advice. Just roll a new tune on the Harbinger. Myself and several guildies of mine have done this and routinely have guild PvP nights on the Harbinger with our new alts, all while still being able to enjoy all the new Kotets content on Prophecy of the Five. This is a much better solution than shutting down shop or moving to a different game like most guilds on our once great server have done. I know many of you would tell us to transfer since cartel coins are on sale presently. That is, the actual transfers remain cheap, only 90 cartel coins intra-region. But some players have reservations based on principle, much to my dismay. Where there's a will, there's a way. P.S. Utini guys, use some of that influencer influence to talk Bioware into ending their cash grab and merging servers already. Thanks! It's their fault the servers are the way they are anyway, not the players and guilds who are trapped there. Fair point, and I doubt any influencer influence would have much effect, though they have said, and again repeated today, Ben Irving said that come January, February next year, they will be looking at server populations and making some decisions. And in Ben's words, if they need to bring everyone together, they will.
Right. I'm pretty sure that when they say influencer, they mean the other way. they mean that we help influence the community, not the community influencing the actual producers of the game.
Yes, I did actually point that out to Lecto, but
I had a little hope with the 5-year anniversary show that you guys had, and they were talking about their advancements in the hardware and stuff that they're constantly upgrading and everything else. And the Harbinger itself has taken on a lot of people through that whole reduced character transfer stuff that they've had. I mean, we are seeing some lag now. At least I am in the chapters with the population that's in there. So if they can get past that, I think that to be able to accept more people, that maybe they can bring on the other servers, and it might be a possible thing in the future. It'd be nice. More people, the better.
Yep. All right. Second tip is from Teodra from the Harbinger. This is for those currently progressing through Galactic Command. Be extremely careful when opening your packs. You start out with an item limit in your stash of 10 items. If you open too many crates at once and exceed that cap, you will lose the extra items. I do not know if that's intended or not, and I really hope it's just a bug, but the fact that you can pay to increase the limit size makes me think that it is intended. Your crates should appear in your inventory, so if you have more than one crate, you should open them from your inventory, as that will open one at a time, whereas doing it from the interface will open all of your current packs.
No, surely not. If you're actually losing them, that must be a bug. No, no. Can you actually pay to increase it, the item limit?
Yeah.
You think that
you don't get a warning or something?
You think there should be a warning, I would imagine, but maybe there's not. So.
If anything, you think it would hold it in the pack until you had room enough that you could pull it back out of the pack.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of terrible. Just saying.
Well, maybe it's because they're forcing you to make a choice of what you're going to do with it. Are you going to use it, or are you going to spend it towards your points, or what are you going to do?
Which is fine, as long as no items can be lost, accidentally, unintentionally lost, without some kind of warning. Actually, it should just prevent that. It should just lock you out of doing that.
Yeah.
Alright, our third tip is from... Sorry, Jill. Did you...
I was just saying, I talked about this earlier, but I didn't realize that she had sent it in as a tip, but go ahead.
Our third tip is from Liber Aroha, and also known as Aroha Agape. And those 3 words in different languages, I think German, Maori, and Ancient Greek, in fact, all mean sort of love and compassion, which is kind of cool.
Right.
Anyway, hey Teo and Chill, after running through a heroic 2+ star fortress, did you actually... Is this exactly what you said?
Pretty much. There's more to it, though. She adds a couple of extra details.
Alright. After running through a heroic 2+ star fortress, thanks Jill for the help, you were very patient with my computer. If you continue to have issues with the jumps across the various valleys, then dismiss your companion and head to the hard right of the screen and do a jump before you click on the grapple hook. You can actually stand in front of the wall on the right hand side, where there is a little ledge before you fall off. If you're running with someone that has a brilliant computer, that's you, Jill, get them to jump before you and then head out of the landing spot. It's a pain to learn the sweet spot, but with a little time and effort, you can get there with ease. Also, when you land on the ledge, wait a second, as I kept getting spun around and walked off the edge several times before I realized that I was killing myself.
Yes, there's something about the lag version of the jump where it doesn't happen when you're not lagging. You just land the way you would expect to. You're still facing forward, but something about the lag can really screw it up, and you actually get turned around 180 degrees. And if you walk forward at all, you just walk off the edge, even though you would have been safe. It's it's crazy.
That's odd. I mean, so there wasn't any lag in there before 5.0, but I guess because of the server overload,
I don't know.
I guess I always thought since things were instanced, they were kind of on offset. into their own
I've seen
thing.
people have
That's
issues
true.
with those jumps before, but I don't know how much of that is now, the servers
I
being
mean,
full or whatever.
I've ran
but-
those things back to back, trying to get all the decorations and achievements and stuff out of there. I've had zero issues with that
Yeah.
jump.
Yeah.
So I'm
Because
wondering
they-
if it's because of 5.0.
Yeah,
Something
because
happened.
there are
Yeah, possibly.
bottlenecks. If you have a sufficient volume of players, even though they are instanced on separate hardware,
Mhm.
they do share a database, and
Okay.
that will be a
Yeah.
bottleneck. There are ways
Yeah.
to deal with that, but at the bottom of it, there will probably be single points of
I mean, it makes
flag.
sense. Yeah.
Yep. All right, and let's see. And then the fourth tip is from Naraga, and it's in two parts. One, for the imps, the Cleanse the Corrupted Heroic 2 on Voss has 5 champions total. You can kill the 2 starting mob packs and the following 4 champions, then exit and reset the mission. Rinse and repeat until you can't take it anymore. For the pub side, it's only 1 champion, but Republic's Most Wanted on Coruscant is an easy grind. Good news is that since Galactic Command Planetary Mission for Voss only requires 3/4 of the heroics, you can leave this for farming and still get the 450 CXP for the planetary mission.
That's nice. And of course, the whole
Interesting.
point of this exercise is to grind CXP, Command
Mm.
XP. And
Right.
I believe it's 20 Command XP for a champion. Could be wrong.
It is currently it's 20. For some reason, I was getting 23 in the raids or in certain instances. I don't know.
Weird.
I didn't have a buff on, but
Now,
It's
can
just-
that be because of your alignment to light or dark? That gives you.
oh yeah, that's
the
right.
bonus,
Yeah, good
yeah.
call.
Has
Mhm.
anyone seen
No,
a side other than the light side win, just out of interest?
No, I've seen it dip into the dark side area, but I haven't actually seen the dark side win.
I
it
really
wanted to
feel
go
that
that way.
It's not balanced. I don't. Yeah, I know that it's supposed to get easier as the one side keeps winning, but I think for certain servers like the Harbinger, they're gonna have to rebalance it more.
It's the same with the red eclipse. It's light side constantly. I've been told that dark side only wins at like 4 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
Yeah, they need to make those bonuses to the opposites, to the losing side, probably a little bit higher, like you're saying. Just tweak it.
Mm.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm still not sure what exactly you get for your side winning, or that anyone that it really helps with, but whatever.
Well, you get the Command XP bonus, but also if you look in your inventory, in your tab for where your comms used to be, there you'll see light side and dark side comms that you can go use to
Oh, okay.
buy certain things from the
And so that's right. And you need to win in order for that to actually go to those vendors.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they sell stuff for that.
Right. And where do you pick up the planetary mission for the heroics? Because I've just been doing the heroics from the little kiosk thing.
It's
but
the
I don't-
Galactic Command UI, I believe.
You have to go to the
Yeah.
Galactic Command.
I think
UI.
that's where I
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. I'll have to pull that up because I've just been pulling them from there, but it didn't automatically give a planetary mission or anything. So there's another hit. Go get that from the GXP sort of area rather than just assuming that you're going to get everything from the little kiosk on the fleet, which by the way now is in the old PvP area rather than
Yes.
Mhm.
like where you might think it would be. Anyway, Naraga's second part of the tip. Speaking of planetary missions, if you're going to do the heroics anyway, it's an easy 450 CXP, and you can decline and keep trying and hope for something better.
But it looks like you do have to do all of the heroic 2s on that planet to actually earn, or in Foster's case, 3/4 of them, but for the most part you would have to do them all.
I see. Decline and hope for something better. I assume that means that it'll give you maybe a planet that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Like it
I
has.
believe it's random.
Like
And-
Balmora, where there's like 8 or 9 of them, and maybe you're not going to do that many.
Yeah. And at the moment it will repeat, though as of Tuesday it will not, because that's a bug. It lets you do the same ones over and over again.
Ah,
Yeah.
At the moment.
Okay.
Not an exploit, but yeah.
all right. And by random allotment, the winner is Liber Roja. Congratulations, Liber Roja. You're the winner of an Tonfon or M83R Droid pet code, courtesy of BioWare, and a new OotiniCast provided cartel market pack from the latest shipment. And if you'd like a chance to win the same, please send your tips to OotiniCast@gmail.com by next Wednesday. And that will bring us to the holo feed. Tio?
How can we have gone for 32 minutes already? How did that happen? Anyway, alright. All right, the news. So we do have a few bits and pieces before we talk about today's live stream. And that was a bit of a surprise, producer live stream, because I'm pretty sure I was expecting the next live stream would be in January, but ta-da, here it is. Anyway, let's talk new stuff. Firstly, from Alex on Twitter, a public service announcement. It looks like the Starter Planet weapons are now legacy bound. Some of them are quite iconic, so that's cool. If you want those on your main, start a level 1 on one of the starter planets, and until when you get the weapon, you can just legacy transfer it across.
That's cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Now, if they just put it in the character, the customization thing where the appearance where you can use that weapon, but it's not yours, instead of the gear. I hope they add that soon.
That would be nice. Adding it to the appearance designer would be fantastic. Yes. All right. Now they have decided. Now we did talk last week about the achievements to do with the Dark versus Light event. All got reset because they may do it again in the future. So they have listened to the feedback, and what they're going to do is add back in the meta achievements for each of the tiers. So if you got all the way to level 6, you'll get all 6 of the achievements, presumably in some sort of category associated with 4.0 or something. So if they do it again, there'll be a new set of achievements, but it's only the meta achievements, not all the ones that make up each of those tiers. So and if you earned them in the past, you will get them back, obviously.
Okay.
So, good solution. So you'll at least have that, even if you won't get all the detail of what you actually did. But since you didn't get the meta, if you didn't get the meta, it doesn't really matter what you failed to do. I guess this is probably a good solution without clogging up your achievement interface.
Right.
Now, known issues, the one about legacy abilities missing is still around. As far as I can tell, they haven't fixed it. If that happens to you, just log out and they'll reappear. The crafting schematics dropping from operations still require materials from Conquest, and that's not unintended. It's meant to use materials that drop from operations, oddly enough. So schematic drops from operations, they're meant to use material from operations, as you would expect. And apparently there's a bit of confusion whether sending out 8 companions at level 70 was intended. And yes it is. That is confirmed. So it isn't some sort of bug or exploit or whatever. You can send out 8 now.
Yeah, I just assumed that they had upped the cap. So
remember the days when you could only send 5.
Yeah. I don't think they would have updated the UI in your crafting frame to say max companions up to 8 if it was just a bug.
Right.
It would say 6, but then you can keep sending companions out after that. That would be an exploit. I don't understand.
All right, let's talk about patch 5.0a. That was recently deployed on Tuesday. Let's see. Shay Vizsla, the companion that we all got as a pre-order bonus, or at least some of us, now properly receives Bolster and has stats comparable to other companions. I haven't actually tried a Shay Vizsla, but it looks like she may have been a tad underpowered.
I've heard about that, yeah.
I don't...
Right.
Why are not all the companions exactly the same 100%? Because I have companions at the same level, they have different stats.
It's an illusion, Kuze.
Is it an illusion?
Really.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Maybe one too many or
The
something
numbers
like
may
that?
look the same, but there's a subtlety. You just can't see it. All look different. Yes. All right. Highlighted Galactic Command activity. As you know, one of the activities in your Galactic Command interface will actually give you a bonus that was broken, but now it works. So if it says it's highlighted, it will actually give you bonus Command XP. Do we know what the bonus is?
It seems to be 20-25%. I did get it last night and got more than I expected. So, but I didn't note the percentage or anything. But it seems to be in that range.
Speaking of boosts, let's mention that the Command XP boost is available on the Cuttle market, and they said they were only going to do it for 20% CXP boost, but it's apparently 25%. I believe there's 1 hour and 3 hour variants, the usual, just like XP boosts.
And I couldn't find it anywhere else other than the featured page. You know, sometimes the stuff that's on the featured page will also be in its subset category down in, like, you would say consumables. And I looked at consumables for it, and I didn't see it there. So maybe they just haven't added it to that category yet.
Sure.
And it's just on the featured page.
In case you're looking for it and can't find it. Now, fixed an issue that was causing Chapter 14, that's in Codfee, do not save player variables. The last playthrough of this chapter completed will have its variables retained. What's a variable, you may say? Well, it's a programming term, which basically meant that it forgot your decisions.
Right.
Oops. So anyway, that's now fixed. That problem was completing Chapter 16 in Codfee, Battle of Odessa, has been fixed. So it was broken in it was broken in Game Update 5.0. It's now fine. All gold NPCs now grant 1 command experience point
Yes.
instead of 10. Last week, I believe we talked about reaching that CXP cap, which they didn't intend anyone could do. That's how they did it. They just farmed elites. And so they have reduced it by 1 order of magnitude. So instead of 10, it is 1. So farming elites is now a terrible way of getting command XP.
But isn't that what's mostly in... I've heard somebody made the argument of that kind of makes flashpoints irrelevant. Because mostly in flashpoints, it's mostly the elites, just not necessarily champions. And I don't know... I haven't done a flashpoint since 5.0, so I don't know what the bonus is at the end of the flashpoint for command XP. So does that in turn basically, eliminate flashpoints as a way to
nerf
get...
it too much because of the time it takes and stuff?
I assume the bosses do drop command XP consumables, just
Do
like
they?
operations.
I haven't done one yet.
And
so
they're also
I'll have to figure that out.
And they're also usually worth, they usually count as champions anyway. So, or
So
I think
one,
you actually get
I mean-
20 per boss usually, at least from what I saw before. But
So if the data is correct from the person who submitted this, that they got to level 99, and before they reached 100, they got capped because of farming elites for 15 hours. Now that's a lot of farming, and to bring it down to 1 seems a little excessive. BioWare in the past has, I think, swung the bat from one extreme to the other. And this time around, they could have went with 5 first, because 30 hours of grinding to me sounds like a decent amount of time for one character to reach level 99. I mean, that is a lot of playtime. So I don't know why they didn't do it in a little bit less of an increment, or, to bring it down to 5 first before they went to 1, just to see where it was at.
Well, Eyewitness sent this picture in of, this is how I imagine most MMO studios farm out the work for balancing stats and XP gains, etc. And it's a picture of kids in a classroom.
Yeah.
Anyway. Also from Intisar Noor, this may be an unpopular opinion, but I'm not upset that they're removing the incentive to mindlessly grind mobs. Well, they are bringing back a little bit, as they talked about in the live stream today. For elites, it will go up to 2 CXP rather than 1.
well,
Still don't think
Part
it's
of me
enough.
understands the choice, but a part of me also find it highly annoying. It's such a big nerf.
It really is. And
But then again, I'm not
I
a
like the...
grinder either.
Now, let's talk about the exploit. Yes, we've had an exploit, and the servers were brought down without any kind of warning, really, to fix it. What apparently happened was, when you, in the disintegration option in the Galactic Command UI, if you had a stack of items, you could actually enter the number manually. And it seems, from what they've said subsequently, they kind of forgot to actually check to see whether the number you put in was less than or equal to the number of items in your stash. So, yeah, I don't know if you could put in 99,999, which would be the maximum stack size, but
right.
anyway.
That was what happened on Monday, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Funny story there. I was streaming when that happened. I was streaming this. I was in the battle of a boss.
Oh
He
no.
was at 2%.
Oh no, and the servers went down.
Mm.
Oh,
That
Sad.
sucked. It was a funny highlight though.
yeah.
But it sucked.
So anyway, that is now fixed, the whole disintegration exploit. And if you made egregious use of it, or if you made egregious use of it, you will have your bottom soundly smacked. No, you probably won't. Because in any case where there's a little doubt whether you could have done this by mistake, and you could easily do this by mistake, then yeah, they
Yeah,
go
I
linear.
always-
Of course, if you did put in 99,999,
That's not a
probably
mistake.
screwed.
Yeah. I always
Yeah.
slid the bar over, and the bar would only let you go so far. So it's the same as like moving stacks from one area to another.
Yeah.
You can slide the bar or whatever, or you can punch in a number. And so when I turned mine in or disintegrated mine, I just slid the bar over, and it would cap out to whatever I had, which is normally at 16.
Yeah,
And
that's what
I
do
didn't
as
have the
well.
option to punch it in. So when I heard about this, I was like, oh crap, did I accidentally do something?
Interestingly, there was no client patch for this, so they just fixed it on the server side, because there really should be a check on the server side to make sure that the number you enter is less than or equal to however many you actually have. And I guess they just forgot. Yeah. Anyway, they were on top of this. As soon as I found out about it, they brought the servers down to fix it, which is kind of awesome. Just now, talking about the Harbinger problems, they've had the rollbacks seem to affect items on the GTN and other bits and pieces. There was a queue on the Harbinger at one point. They fixed that as well. So anyway, they are investigating what's going on, and hopefully, if you people have been playing for a while, you may remember that the Harbinger is a little flaky at times. Looks like the flakiness is back, but if you recall just how flaky it used to be, this is 1,000 times better than it was, because it was just crashing left and right. So,
Yeah.
but rollbacks are no fun. That is, a rollback is when the server crashes, you come back in and you found out some progress has been lost. Like you lost some XP that you'd earned or some missions that you completed. And that's because that saving to the database thing that's happening behind the scenes, that can kind of stop. Server goes down, and then all those queued up changes just disappear, and whoops. Yeah.
Too bad I didn't get that Hypercrate back. That would have been nice.
It would. Alright, let's talk about today's live stream. It featured Ben Irving, producer, and Charles Boyd, lead designer, creative. And no Musco, because Eric is on holiday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Or so we were informed. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
Denied. Submit for disapproval.
So they've been listening to the feedback is the gist of what they were talking about as far as Galactic Command goes. People were bitching about the RNG nature of it. And
Nothing new there.
no, and well, they've pretty much decided on this course of action, and any other direction they take is going to be kind of painful to implement. So I suspect they're going to kind of stick with it. There are ways of dealing with things like if you get a particular streak of bad luck, you can actually implement some solutions for that. Like if you keep getting crap gear, it will give you like a hidden buff so that the chance gradually gets better over time. That kind of thing. Just to break a streak. They can do that. I think Ben has alluded to that, but I don't think they've actually done it. So at the moment, it is pretty much entirely random.
Well,
Now-
they did say something that I thought was quite noticeable that people also sometimes had to remember here is that you start from the old with maybe purple gear like me. I have full purple gear. I would never have anything less. Because yeah, that's how you go when you're a raider and so on.
Sure.
But then you get to this point and then you get green gear and you feel like this sucks. This cannot be better. But the stats are better. And what Ben also said is that we want purple to actually matter. So right now your purple gear is not better than the green gear you get. So you upgrade to the new green gear, you upgrade to blue, and then you finally at the end when you get to that tier get the purple gear, which actually matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Exactly.
it's supposed to be like
Yeah.
in an MMO.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, World of Warcraft, it was that way a long time ago, and
Yeah.
the Burning Crusades came out, and you had that top level gear, and then there was like a drop off of some trash, and it was better than stuff you had on. You're like,
Sure.
oh my god.
But the point was, you could always know where to get your purple gear. They would drop
Yeah.
off bosses in raids or operations. And now it's just roll a dice, and you
But
might
it's
get
also
lucky.
because people are so rushed. You know, that they so want it all now, but everyone knows that the first tiers of this, you're not going to get the best of the best. It's going to take a bit of time. There's going to be reason to actually grind to get this.
Yeah,
It's
and
going to take time.
yeah, and the grind is fine. And I was thinking about this today, where on one character, on my main character, I love the grind. You know, it can take a long time. I can get my gear, and it's fantastic. But this game is such an alt-heavy game that doing that same process on another character, another character. It just seems a little overwhelming. It would be nice if they were able to utilize the legacy system to where if my character is Command XP rank 100 and that it would unlock, and I'm legacy level 50 or 25, it
Or
would unlock
something,
a certain thing
yeah.
that you can purchase, and then therefore your other alts would get a bonus.
Ben certainly said they are thinking exactly that. It's not
Yeah.
implemented
Yeah.
yet, but they are surely thinking along those lines to make it easier for you to CXP up your alts.
Yeah,
Alright.
and I hope they
don't-
implement that.
I don't care that much about the CXP so much. It's more this that I've used legacy gear for a long time, and that is where I store all of my info for my main character. And yes, I'm crazy when I say this. I have 6 sorcerers. I have been raiding a lot, so you had alts on alts on alts to do this. There's something that always were annoying. So your left side, you only had like 1 or 2 characters who were really good on the left side because you didn't have any legacy earpiece, implants, relics. That is
Yeah.
the grind.
Well, it comes down to the set bonuses as well. So you might have that top level stats, but the set bonus isn't there. So that's one
But
thing
if
that you would
if
have
you
to
have
grind
the
out.
set bonus in your legacy gear, that transfers to your other sorcerers.
Of the same class, yes.
Yeah.
Not necessarily across class. You can't go from one DPS gear to another different type of DPS. You have to grind that DPS gear out.
Yeah, but I always played sorcerer, healer, or sage healer, and therefore that was not a problem. It was just
Right.
the other stuff that was a problem.
Mhm.
There I could sometimes wish the legacy maybe was a little bit more helpful.
Mhm.
All right, let's talk about game update 5.0.1 coming next Tuesday. As we mentioned, CXP for elites is going up to 2 points from 1. That got dropped down from 2 from 10 in 5.0a. They're going to increase the command XP gains for flashpoints and uprisings significantly. Story mode uprisings will get 50% more CXP, veteran uprising 80% more CXP to bring them on par with doing PvP, which is apparently in a good place.
Okay.
Future updates will try to address the concrete goals in Galactic Command, like giving you the option to work on a specific gear, but nothing specific yet. So, in other words, getting that last piece of set bonus that you need to get your 6 set or whatever. So, they haven't said how, but it's certainly something that they're considering. Operations are an issue with risk versus reward, since it's not efficient if you're wiping a lot with lower gear, but as you get more it should go better, of course. And they're buffing other group content first to make gearing go faster, so not operations yet. Solo content, Command XP game, they're keeping an eye on it, but... And master chapters, when that comes in January, as in the highest tier of difficulty for doing the chapters solo, that will help. But really, they want you to do stuff in groups, because remember, that is what we've all been asking for.
Yeah.
Would it be ironic for me to say I wish they did have more solo options? Oh, well.
Yes. Very.
How sad. They may do a double CXP event in the future. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We've already
Yeah.
talked about all that. The weekly cap, they're monitoring it. They think only 1 or 2 players hit the cap by being cray-cray, so they'll probably leave it as it is, especially when they're nerfing the ways that the people are using
Yes.
to actually get there. And stacking command XP buffs, if you can work out a way to do it, don't do it, because Ben says it's bad,
Yeah.
but it's not an exploit.
But you won't really get anything out of it apparently.
Yeah. DVL rewards, the Dark vs. Light event from last time. We already talked about the achievements coming back, and there's apparently a problem with the Master Ranos recruitment mission. That will be fixed in 5.01 on Tuesday. They're going to make a post later on the forums on when you can expect class changes, because apparently there's some issues with class balance.
Huh.
Any class particularly strong, or advanced class particularly strong at the moment?
Some say the Merc.
Yeah, I hear tales of the Merc.
Yeah. And some say the Sork has been nerfed. Sork DPS.
It's outrageous.
I don't know. Maybe it's
I
my
don't know,
gear, but all the healers in PvP felt like it was really hard to get them down.
Oh, speaking of the Sork, the static barrier, the bubble, They've changed the visual appearance of it, and it looks kind of weird now.
It is
Very
because it has an extra effect.
well, sure.
Now that it gives a damage as well to
Oh,
anyone
is
who
that what they did?
approaches.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fine. I like the more subtle bubble myself, but yeah.
Fair
Anyway, on the cartel market, they're bringing the Royal Fernock mount on Friday. A crossover for Star Wars Rebels, which I really am sadly behind on. So
It's a good series.
I know, just haven't got there. So anyway, you'll be able to buy that for X number of cartel coins, probably lots. And they're also bringing the Imperial Bastion armor and the Tukata companion.
I want the Takata.
Right now. Alright, in-game events. There's going to be a bunch of stuff in December. Life Day, December 13 through January 10. And there's something about that new Wampa companion. They keep bringing it up, so I assume it'll be awesome. Anyway.
You're apparently being able to get it in-game instead of buying it to Cartel. So,
Oh,
grind for the Wampa.
Oh. awesome. Grind a Wampa. Grind for a Wampa. Alright, anniversary.
I heard the first way, grind a wampa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't
Wampa
edit that
burger.
5th anniversary, December 13 through January 17. We're going to talk about that next week, because I suspect we'll have less to talk about next week. So,
Okay.
the Rackle event is back on Corellia, December 13 through December 20, just for a week. Bandit Contract Week follows the week after that, December 20 through January 3rd. And after that, it's Relics of the Gree. The Gree are back, January 3rd through January 10th.
Wasn't that here now?
What's that? The Gree? Oh.
Yeah, isn't it up now? Or maybe I've seen wrong.
Maybe not. Alright,
I
and
thought I saw
finally,
them on the fleet.
they talked about what's coming in early 2017. New group content, they teased us. And I thought, my God, are they actually going to announce what they're working on? Are they doing flashpoints? Are they doing operations? Well, no. No, actually. No, what they're doing is what they already told us. 5 new uprisings to join the 5 they already have. They will have master mode chapters. That is so we've got story, we've got veteran. They will introduce the master mode for the 25 chapters in Coffee and Kotet. And the master mode for uprisings in February, March. Okay, so we've got to wait a bit longer for that. Though, they might push the master mode uprising to March to make it a bigger update. So it could make it even longer. Anyway, so yes, nothing else. It's just uprisings is the only group content that is coming in the short term. And looking at the time, and that's the news.
All right, and that'll bring us to the community corner, and we're going to put out a little request here. We're going to have Kimmy back. Kimmy, you might remember we had our first interview with her about this time last year. We had another one, I think it was early this year in like January, February. Just to sum up, she is a gamer, but she's also like a wealthy business owner who likes to invest in gaming companies. So she has a lot of sort of access to people that regular gamers just can't talk to. So if you have a question just sort of about the gaming culture or about EA BioWare or how things like that work, go ahead and give us shoot us a question, and we'll give them to her, and hopefully she'll be able to figure out what she's able to answer, what she isn't, and we're going to have her on in the next few weeks sometime. Because of her schedule, we will have to do that almost certainly not live with the regular show, but we'll be doing that separately as just an interview that we will then include in a regular show. But go ahead and send us questions for Kimmy, OotiniCast@gmail.com. We'd really appreciate that, and we're looking forward to having her on again.
Indeed, and she is a polarizing influence. There is no doubt about that. And when we've had her on before, she has stirred up controversy. So please keep it coming. Let's hear some really cool questions.
Yes. All right, and that will bring us to the Force Feedback, where we read out your tweets and emails. And Charlie writes, my SWTOR Life Day parody song is here with the 12 Days of Life Joy. This is Charlie Krenatoko, by the way. The 12 Days of Life Day. Enjoy. And yes, I did listen to it, and it is funny.
In fact, Ben Irving mentioned it on the live stream today.
Yeah.
He didn't know
He did.
Krantoko's name, but it was actually referenced. So well done, Charlie. I haven't watched it myself because apparently it's got some Kotet spoilers in it. Or so he warned at the beginning.
Yeah,
Charlie
kind of. It's
also-
mostly unfortunately it's day one, yeah, or it's the first day of Life Day, and then the rest of them not so much.
And Charlie also won a giveaway from SWTOR directly because of that one. So
Nice.
really good job.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Charlie.
He's always fun.
Yes.
All right. Blay wrote, my homage to 4.x. I've created a video of some of the abilities which are being removed from classes when 5.0 drops. I've only recorded the Imperial versions of the abilities, so sorry if you're looking for the Republic ones. And there's a YouTube link there.
And of course, 5.0 has dropped, so all those abilities that he has immortalized memory is, yeah, this is the only place you're going to see him. So
I
well done,
really
Blake.
miss my stock strike and my ion cannon on my trooper. I mean, I know that they
Come on,
were
Ben.
so-called melee abilities, but man, my rotation is just so boring now without those. God, I miss them.
Roll a Vanguard. What's your problem?
You can leave that in if you
Sure.
want.
Sure.
I do have a Vanguard. It's Boozy. Maybe I should
Yeah.
Yeah.
get him up to level.
I still say Stock Strike and the equivalent, the Rocket Punch, two of the most satisfying abilities in the game. They both feel really good.
Right.
They sound
Yeah,
amazing.
exactly.
They're very different, and yet they both feel very impactful. The
don't
Rocket Punch is awesome with your character rising up in the air. Actually, from the value of your own punch just lifts you right in the air.
Exactly.
And then the Stock Strike just has this nasty crunch noise.
Crunch nice, right?
Oh, it's a delight.
And it doesn't even have to do that much damage. It wasn't about the damage; it was about the feeling of your character. And sometimes I would even save that one, like at the the NPC is like really low on health. I would save that one that one last little punch to knock them out. I really
Yeah.
miss that.
Yeah, and Hawk is missing a flamethrower. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a great ability. So, all right, and Gip wrote in. Just wanted to say a quick thanks for mentioning the Utini Knights Guild for the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes mobile game a few podcasts back. I joined the guild about a week ago. My name in Galaxy of Heroes is SWG little O big H. And it has greatly improved my experience in the game. Everyone's been very friendly. It's been great to help the guild complete Rancor raids. If anyone is playing the game, I highly recommend joining the Utini Knights Guild. Now, one day I need to move my SWTOR tunes to the Harbinger and join the guilds there.
I really need to play that at some point. Except for
I
that
was
time.
just gonna say the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Have to
me
check it
too.
out.
And let's see, Todd wrote in, Strike Force Tauntaun has the glitch. And yeah, there's a picture, the glitch where anyone who rides it sort of goes haywire.
Well, they're missing their head, which is apparently tucked onto their arm somewhere. And again, it's
Yeah.
always riding some kind of animal mount. It's the only place
Yeah.
we've seen it where they are headless.
Yeah, yet another animal mount variant. That does seem to be the theme too. You did mention it last time, and so far that's
Yeah.
continuing. So I think you're right. Well, we said that we remember when they first created the animal mounts that they said they had to do some pretty tricky things to make it work properly, as opposed to just the speeder mounts because of the animations
yeah.
and so on. They were definitely doing something different with your character than they are with the regular speeders. So. All right. And Ben, via Facebook, wrote, finished the last bit of Chapter 9 as I was listening. It's a very good story and gets me asking questions about what's next story-wise.
And interestingly enough, Charles Boyd did actually mention this during the live stream, and he actually implied that there would be more story, and some of that story could be used to bring back class companions, which we haven't seen yet, in the not-so-distant future. He didn't elaborate, and I thought we were going to have to wait till the next X-Pack, whenever that's going to be, but maybe not.
Maybe not. That'd be nice. Yeah.
But
That
that
would
is
be very
what
nice.
this MMO have over everyone else. It is the storyline in it, so
Yes.
that is never gonna disappear completely.
True that.
Wargames wrote in, seeing Chill without glasses on is like seeing a Jedi without a lightsaber. Which is hilarious because I went through like 240 episodes with no glasses because I wasn't wearing glasses at that point in my life. And then B, I mean, I only wear them when I'm doing long-term close-up work. So basically when I'm at a computer or if I'm going to be like reading or on my phone for a long time. So I mean, I don't wear them for just walking around still. So it still feels very funny that this has become very iconic for me. So that's hilarious. All right. Java Doggy wrote, "Holy Sith. DVL rewards for all my tunes. Woo, thank you, BioWare. I thought it'd be only my DVL tunes."
That's kind of nice.
That
Account
is
wide.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So, right. So, yeah, your older characters are going to get the companion and all that good stuff. Andy, also known as Gru, who plays Grouper, a Vanguard in our own Utini Knights. And, is that I'm wondering, Andy, is that a reference to the old Sergio Aragonés? I think that's how you pronounce his name. Character. He was a comic book character, like a... Gosh, Sergio Aragonés, he used to write for, or draw for Mad Magazine, and he also did some comic books, and one of them was named Gru, and he was like a soldier who was like dim-witted and went around having adventures.
Wow.
Anyway, just...
Well, that's obscure.
It is. It's fairly obscure. I actually have a few of them, because just kind of randomly.
I
I
remember
guess it's better than Groper.
Yeah, it was very funny, actually. Yeah, it was a very funny comic. When I heard about the expansion, I was skeptical. I was thinking, how long can they really drag out the storyline? Can they really make this more than just a copy rehash with Valen instead of Arkin as the main bad guy? They absolutely killed this expansion, and I mean it in the good way. It's wicked good. The story, the graphics, the cutscenes, the trailer videos makes me excited for what comes after Kotet. As for my class, I was pretty peeved when I logged in and discovered they took mortar volley away from Vanguards. It was such a fun skill. Then I started playing, and artillery blitz and flak shell more than make up for what we Vanguards lost. They're both fun to use and fun to watch. I'm through 4 chapters of Kotet, and everything has exceeded my expectations. Thank you to the OotiniCast crew as well. If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have resubbed. I joined Utini Knights, and I kept playing.
Awesome.
All right, Andy.
Nice.
I'll have to keep an eye out for Grouper, and now, especially since it might be a reference to Gru, it'll help me remember. And yeah, Libra Roja wrote in as well as sending in the tip. I'm running around doing heroics and I've completely disappeared. I still pull mobs, but I have no outline or fill. I've never experienced this before, but I thought you guys might laugh. Yes.
Put that in the show notes. I have seen that before, but not for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
actually, on a Sentinel or Marauder, when you use Force Camo, you can actually disappear completely. And
Okay.
you just lightsabers, a pair of lightsabers.
Right, and this is a character who doesn't even stealth, so... So this is just, who knows what it's related to, but maybe it's related to the same bug that's causing the mount
Yeah, maybe.
the map disappearing. That one. And let's see. Libero continues, too, I didn't want to play my main, and none of my other tunes seemed to take my fancy, so I took to the character creation screen. It has changed, and it looks so good now. I'm blown away with the amount of work the developers have put into the small items that may not even be noticed, especially when we've just done a character grind. Very cool. I will have to check out to see if... I made characters for DVL, so that was pretty recent, but I might have to see if they've now changed it even more.
They have changed it. I just made a character today, and there are changes in there.
Yeah, which makes sense because they had to do something because they're forcing you to do your
Choose
advanced
your
class.
advanced
So
class,
there's
yeah.
going to be some changes no matter what. So I'll be interested in seeing that as well. Second Sith Empire wrote in, how about we, the users, plan action against BioWare for exploiting us with a new CXP boost scam after the 90% drop in CXP on golds.
Well,
Yeah,
so
apparently someone was having fun grinding those.
had invested in a whole lot of CXP boosts, and then they took it away.
Right.
Oh dear.
Well, they still work, unfortunately. They just don't
Indeed.
work on the gold 10s. That's no longer an option.
Indeed.
Tadra writes, I'd like to raise an open discussion item. I know there was a discussion previously over whether requiring a subscription to access Galactic Command was pay to win, and I agree completely that it's not pay to win. However, with these new boosts they have introduced for 200 cartel coins for 1 or 800 for 5 boosts that grant you 25% extra CXP for 3 hours, I cannot see how anyone can claim that that is not pay to win. Other XP boosts that are available as rewards for missions or purchasable from the CM are not the same, as those XP boosts are not directly tied to endgame gear, the way the CXP system is. And sure, you'll eventually be able to purchase them from the GTN with in-game currency, but to me that does not make it any better, as they have developed a way to increase loot drops for real-world money, no matter whether you're spending it yourself or buying it from someone else who has. You should never be able to purchase a way to gain an advantage in in-game gearing over other players. If there's a problem with how the CXP and CG gains are working, they should find a way to address that without creating a boost that requires real-world money to create. You want to stop there and discuss, or do you want me to finish the
No,
writing?
keep going.
Just finish.
Okay. Further, what happened to the statement to their statement that if you're doing operations, especially hard mode, you should be getting at least 2 to 3 crates? My raid group did 2 story mode operations on Saturday night. I was halfway through my GC level when we started, and after 2 operations, I only got 2 crates, which again, one of those I was already halfway towards earning. Sunday night we did hard mode operations, and after we were done, I had not earned enough CXP for 1 single crate. Once I hit level 10, it slowed down dramatically, and right now it's taking at least 3 to 4 war zones to gain a level, and I'm only at CG level 16, so I cannot even imagine what it's going to be like when I hit higher command levels. I know there's been a lot of griping on the forums over this system. Generally, I actually like the idea, but this grind is way worse than I've seen in other MMOs.
Yeah, I suspect they're going to have to adjust the curve. That is how much CXP is needed for each level. Because, yeah, it makes sense. They want you to stretch it out, and by making what you get from the crates random, it also artificially enhances it or stretches it further. Because if you knew where to go to get a piece of gear, you would just keep doing that. Whereas now you just have got no choice but to stretch her out and cross your fingers and hope the RNG comes your way. Whether the boosts are pay to win, though, we've talked about that before. I don't think so. It's just a way of trading money for time. You can still get there if you spend the time.
To be honest, I disagree with her. It is this that you can buy the XP boost, but you cannot just sit your character there on the fleet with this boost on and gain points for it. You still have to work for it. However, I would say I do not like the idea that it's the only way you can get boosts, because the XP boost, for example, you can get as drops while you're leveling, for example. So in a way, I think you should be able to get them as drops here and there, but I still don't think it is pay to win. I really don't. You have to work hard for it still.
Yeah, I think in SWTOR, it's this avenue of pay to win is a fine line. I think that because the type of MMO that SWTOR is, that it's not a heavy PvP game. It's not like when I'm in the open world, I'm against people that are going to be taking me down, regardless if I have PvP checked or not. There's some MMOs where there's not a separate PvP instance versus a PvE instance. So it's not like I'm going to be getting griefed because somebody else is paying for this bonus to burn me down. Now, I do agree with Aleva where there probably should be some other options for getting the CXP boost. Maybe a extremely rare chance in the actual crates that you get from your command XP would be a nice way to do it. I also go ahead, too.
There is the obvious point that you can purchase them off the GTN because people can sell them for credits. So if you want to work for the credits and then buy them that way, that is an avenue. You don't have to spend real world money.
True. So the other thing
Tadra
is
addresses that, though. She's not exactly thrilled that that still means that someone's paying them money for it. So
yeah, and I completely agree as well. But it's still not pay to win for me. But I can understand people's concern about it.
If this was a PvP focused game, I probably would be on the side of this is pay to win, and it's griefing my life and my playstyle. Because people are being able to pay this real world money to get an advantage over top of me. And I know we have PvP and it kind of applies to that, but I don't think that those tiers of gear really give you that much of an advantage. Those people that are paying that money are probably few and far between, maybe in PvP. I could be wrong, but I haven't experienced it yet. No, I've only done a couple of matches, so I guess I don't have too much to say on that. One thing I do recognize, though, is that they did say that the veteran modes would be granting more CXP than the story modes and so on and so forth. And to me, right now, it doesn't feel balanced. So if I spend all of my time and effort, that the time sink that I put into a chapter does not grant me the same amount of CXP that I would spend the same time doing war zones. So I think that they need to find that balance between, okay, I've done, it takes me this long to do this many war zones, so therefore when I do this many veteran chapters, or do this one veteran chapter, I should be able to equate to that same amount of CXP. So I think that balance is lost currently in their system.
Yeah.
And
but they
therefore,
can tune it, and they will tune it.
Yeah, and therefore the bonus then would drive what the best thing to do is. But currently, right now, regardless of bonus, PvP and ranked PvP is the way to go.
Right. But they will change. We'll see how much it changes next week.
They've been great. Their communication and their streams and the way that they've been injecting themselves into the community and doing everything else and fixing things on the fly and listening to people and replying on the forums. And this expansion and before the expansion has been the best, I think, since SWTOR's launch. So I do want to give them credit for that, and that's one reason why I wanted to come back on today, was say kudos to them for that.
And on the pay-to-win front, from the chat, Sims Guy Steve, it's time versus convenience. There is a difference between pay-to-win and time versus convenience. It just takes longer without the boost.
Mm-hmm.
And then Charlie, Chronotoko, pay-to-win implies you actually have to pay real money to get past something that is purposely blocking your path. That is, and doing it in free mode. So SWTOR isn't pay-to-win, it has restrictions, but it's not Candy Crush. Which actually, there are many examples that actually are pay-to-win.
Yeah.
And SWTOR is not that.
Yeah.
Alright, anything else, or
Fair enough.
shall we call it good?
No, it's good.
All right, then, that's a show. If you'd like to play with us in the Utini Knights Guild on the Republic side of the Harbinger server, or in our Guild on the Empire side, do a /c join Utini to join the Utini channel. Then let us know you're a fan of the show. You can email questions and comments about the show to OotiniCast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter using @OotiniCast. You can find contact details for all of us on our website, OotiniCast.com, which includes how to subscribe to us using iTunes, Stitcher, and the rest. We record the show live every Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Go to OotiniCast.com/live to find out how to join in. Our theme song is Doomsday by Jean-Paul Zogby. Thank you to the chat room, and thank you to Leva and to Kuze.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you next week.
Alright. You ended the
Okay.
stream and the Hangout, Shaw?
I'm doing that right now. Hang on a
Alright.
sec.
Everyone, once Chill's done that, hover over your